Last week, the National Center for Education Statistics released the nation's report card. It showed alarming declines in math and reading scores for 4th and 8th graders across the country because of the pandemic. On average, Indiana students scored around the same as students across the country. At School City of Mishawaka, scores are showing gains above the state average. School leaders think they know why.
A base word, is UGG a base word? It doesn't work.
So much is learned in Brandy Merriman's 3rd grade classroom.
Remember, ly, if it's a suffix,
But so much is also needed by the time kids get here.
Last year especially, I think were the kids that were hit the hardest.
What she means is it was clear the pandemic impacted learning.
They came to 3rd grade not even knowing how to write basic sentences. We had to really kind of rewind, and I felt like I was teaching 1st graders because I had to start with those basics.
Teachers around the country and at every grade level have seen pandemic learning loss like this firsthand. Educators had expected to see drops in student achievement, but the extent of that decline is only now just becoming clear.
I think everyone was thinking about early literacy and, being a kindergartner, being a 1st grader and learning to read, and really underestimated the impact of long-term on math in those early grades as well.
Over the past 2 years, like all districts throughout Indiana, School City Mishawaka saw a significant drop in test scores. But unlike most other districts, the rebound here seems to be accelerating faster. The latest iLearn data showed Mishawaka students outperformed state growth on proficiency in English and math.
Certainly not where we want to be as far as students still, many of them not performing at grade level, but seeing that the strategies that we're using, the work that's happening in the classroom is having an impact.
Those targeted strategies include tutoring, interventions, and focusing on accelerated learning instead of remediated learning. Most importantly, each student is assessed regularly to see how they're doing and what interventions are needed.
We may not be able to recapture all of the learning loss from that previous grade level or 2 grade levels below or 3, but which of those building blocks are so essential for them to understand for this core content in the grade that they're in right now that we can't leave those gaps the way they are.
The way Mishawaka is assessing students and using the data to plan targeted interventions is attracting attention. Other districts have reached out to learn more.
For us at School City Mishawaka, it's really looking at those things that have been effective for us and then finding ways to maximize those.
And when a jack-o'-lantern blinks,
inside the classroom, teachers are continuing to do what they've done for years.
So I think it's just really knowing the students, working with them independently.
Fortunately, school leaders here in Mishawaka say right now teachers have more information to help students get where they need to be.
Just to know that they can start here and end up here, but you have to be willing to put in the time and the effort, and all of the students want to learn. They all want to be successful. We just have to try to find the way to help them the best that we can. Doesn't make any sense, right?
Mishawaka school leaders will be presenting at the State Superintendent Conference at the end of the month about how they're using targeted data to best serve students. As for what you, the parent, can do to help your child, read with them at home. In the studio, Kristen Bean, WSBT 22 News.